All right, so I'm just doing this video because sometimes when you just have something, you have to talk about it now. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna talk about this now. And I'm gonna title it "What's My Drive? Why do I do what I do, and why do I keep doing, and why do I keep on taking stupid risks and stuff?" And I'm gonna do this as quick and short as possible. About 2 years ago, I was a teacher for Corvallis High School and taught, and it was an awesome job. It was the best job. And then I had an opportunity come up in California just to be with my family, work with my family, be with my family, work with my brothers. It was the best idea. And I was like, this is the only time I'm going to have this opportunity, is to be with my family and all this kind of stuff. There's a lot into the story than what I'm doing. This is like the quick version. But, so just like that, my family, we all packed into this car, this Mustang, put a backpack on top of the Mustang, a cargo carrier, filled it up, filled the trunk up, filled the back window that you see back there up, the kids in the car, our small dog, and our cat. Literally the whole family in the car, like Beverly Hillbillies. And we set out and went to California. We left everything, put everything in a storage unit, and we just went. We were like, this is a crazy opportunity. Let's just take it. There was a lot in our heads that were like, well, this is not going to work out. This is not going to work out. But when are we going to do this again? When is the next time we're going to do it again? And so my family, we all looked at each other, even the young kids, my wife and all this. We were like, let's go do it. Let's just do it. Let's take a risk and go do it. And we did it. And we made friends. I worked as a media director, and it was a fun time. Got to hang out with the family. It was eye-opening experience. My kids got experience where I grew up as a kid, because I'm from San Diego, California. My wife is born and raised here in Montana. And they got to experience most of the experiences I had growing up there. And we were there for 2 years. And then the 2-year mark came up again. And then I was like, well, I feel like we need to go back to Montana. I feel like that's really where we belong. And I remember going to my wife after we'd been in California, like, oh, I hope she'll want to, and I hope the kids are okay with this. And they were all on board again. And we jumped back in that car. But this time I put the kids on a plane, put the wife on a plane. And then, my stepdad, Carlos, who, just like that, I called him up and like, hey, do you want to come on a plane, jump in a car, and then head with me back to Montana? Like, literally like that, with a dog and a cat. He's like, sure, let's do it. And he jumped in the car and we did it. And that's kind of like, I'm trying to show you the support system I have, where people go, yeah, let's go do it. Yeah, why not? Go try it. And so I thank him for that. And we went and we got back, and we're back in Montana. And what I'm getting at, and hopefully this makes sense and not like I'm so rambling, is our business now is blowing up and becoming bigger. We also started a new business called Fast Marketing. And also we started a nonprofit because I love teaching kids. I love making movies. I love doing things after school programs, because I fell in love with teaching, especially at the high school, thanks to Corvallis High School. I just want to give props up to CHS. It's a small high school out in a small town called Corvallis, Montana. And I made long-lasting relationships with that school, and good things happened. And it was hard to leave. It was like, oh, I got to do this to go. It was because it was probably shocking to a lot of people that I was leaving. And because I was ready, I was doing it. I was having a great time. It was a great job. It was fun. It was very hard to leave a job that there was no problems with. I mean, you have your usual problems with jobs, but this was like, I loved getting up and going to work. It was really fun. Anyways, we're back here in Montana, and Fast Coast Productions is thriving. Fast Coast Film Academy is thriving, and I'm so glad we did stuff. But when I'm getting to what drives me, why do I do all these things and take risks and do this and do that and do this? And I was leaving our house. We have a little farmhouse on like an acre and a half that we got when we moved up here, which was so great. Thanks to Danielle's parents, that's my wife, Danielle, helping us find a place, because we were down there, we couldn't look, and there was like nothing to find. It was like crazy trying to find a place while we're moving. We're coming up, we're like, oh my gosh, there's like still no place, and we literally got it last minute. And that's a whole thing later. That's a whole God thing. But I'm leaving my driveway, and I'm gonna try not to get emotional. People that know me, I do get emotional easily. I'm leaving the driveway, and I see my daughter swinging, and she's giving me a love sign like this. She always says love as I'm leaving, and she's already planned out her day. She said it's a Friday, so she's like, I want pizza. It's a pizza night. Let's have a Friday night. And that little stuff, that love, that, hey, Papa, I got this. She calls me Papa, so that also drives me. My kids, my son, my wife, they all drive me for what I do. And I remember, and this is like, I'm going to try not to get emotional. Apologize, those of you who don't know me. But I saw her swinging, giving me that love sign, and I'm leaving, talking to my wife, and things just hit me that I remember being this long-haired San Diego kid, West Coast kid down in Southern California, and I'm being in my garage at my dad's house. And I remember it was like us bachelor boys. Like, it was my dad, my parents just, there was a divorce and all this kind of stuff. And I remember my dad was there, and it was just, I loved being with my dad and loved being with my brother. And it was just the three of us at the time. And that's all we had. That's all we knew. And that's all we had. And I remember this was before my dad met his now wife. That's, awesome stepmom, Charmaine. I'll give her a shout because I give the shout out to the stepdads. But at the time I was in that moment, and I remember being a kid in that garage, and I used to that was our hangout. Our garage had a football phone. We had the TV with cable on it. It was awesome. It was like the place where all of us kids would hang out in Southern California. It was like the hangout. Also, we did garage bands, and then we made movies. It was just the creative space, right? It was the creative lab at the garage at the Ackermans. That's my last name, Ackerman, if you're just watching this. But I remember sitting there going, being from a divorced family and being the kid in that divorced family, I just remember going, God, all I want is a family. I just want to have I just want a family. I want a good, rich, just a family. I just want to be a part of a family. Like I see out there, I've met other kids that have a good family that don't realize what they have. They don't understand how special that is. And what I had was special. Like my dad and my brother, we had something. And I had, we had good people in our life, even though despite of the situation. But I was just like, I know this is what I want. And I remember praying for that. And today, leaving the driveway, I see my daughter swinging on a tree swing, giving me the love symbol, talking about pizza night. My wife's talking about, we're going to go and do this. And all of a sudden I'm realizing it's hitting me like it does every day. It's not just that moment. It's like every moment it hits me like that. I got what I wanted always, even despite if there's times where we're broke, things are going terrible, things are going awry. I got my ultimate dream. And that's what drives me and what I do if I'm making sales or creating videos for people or making things for people. That's what drives me, is that I got the thing I always wanted was family. And I have it, and I cherish it so much. Even if it's some days are tough days, you know how family is. Some days are tough days. I cherish it. Just those little things. And I don't care if I have a big house, a small house. I don't care if we're stuck in a small car going to California. I love my family unit so much. So what I'm just saying is that's what drives me. That's what makes me do what I do, and why I'm going to go stand out and do crazy things or take chances, or just I feel that confidence of who I am, because that's my unit. That's my drive, my force. That's my family unit. That's what I drive. That's what I always work for, even to nurture. It's that's my thing. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. What's your driving force? What keeps you going? What makes you want to just go be the best? And that's one of the things that do it. I got my dream. That's my driving force. That's why I do what I do. That's why I take the risks I take. I'm Christian Ackerman with Fast Coast Productions, Fast Coast Film Academy, and the Fast Marketing Co. I hope to see you in the movies.